What's going on YouTube? Kevin here with a video review for the 60-beat GamePad, which is an exciting, awesome accessory for your iOS device. Before I begin this review, I'd like to thank James and the whole crew out there at 60beat for sending this out to me for review. Go ahead and check out their website, guys. Link will be down below in the description as always. So like I mentioned, the 60-beat GamePad is an awesome accessory for your iDevice, and as you guys can probably tell, it is a gaming controller. Now this is something that's pretty unique because it functions exactly like, a gaming controller you would have on a console. And the one thing I've always loved on iOS is gaming, because I have a beautiful iPhone 4S. It has a gorgeous Retina display, and all the graphics for games and stuff like that are really crisp. And I like the fact that the games are so high quality, but I really don't like the fact that because it's on a touchscreen, you have to use your thumbs and your fingers to navigate and use as main controls. Granted, some games you can use the accelerometer to say move around, but other than that, you're pretty limited to using buttons on the screen. But 60beat has solved that with the GamePad, which is an external gaming controller for your iDevice. And like I mentioned, it does function pretty much like a normal gaming controller. Here on the left, we have a D-pad. In the middle, we have dual analog joysticks. On here on the right, we have 4 action buttons. We also have a select, start, and mode button. These are soft touch buttons that are in the middle of the gamepad, where you generally don't use these during actual gameplay, but to start off and to go through menus and stuff, it does help a bit. Also on the front of the gamepad, or the top, whatever you want to call it, we have L1, L2, R1, R2. So if you guys are using a game or playing a game that has kind of like a shooting action, you can kind of use R1 to fire off a shot or something like that. The 60-beat GamePad features a 4-foot long cable that ends in a 3.5mm audio connection, so if you want to, you can plug this directly into your iDevice's headphone jack and you can play your compatible game. So you might be thinking, well, if this is being plugged right into my headphone jack, then how am I listening to the awesome sounds that are coming from my game? Well, 60beat has solved this and has included an audio splitter, so all you have to do is plug in your favorite pair of headphones, plug in the GamePad, and plug this into your favorite iDevice, launch your favorite compatible game, and you are set to play. Since most of the games don't automatically recognize the 60-beat GamePad as a controller device, you're going to have to go into the game and go into the menu settings and then try to find a way to enable it. From here, you're probably going to be redirected to a page that looks like this. It has the keys mapped out and shows you what all the buttons on the controller do in that specific game. You're obviously going to want to pay attention to this because this is how you are going to be using the GamePad in actual gameplay. So now I'm getting to the exciting part of the review where I show you guys this in action. You'll notice that, the gameplay is not too bad. It's pretty good. Now, it looks like it lags a little bit, but each game is a little bit different in terms of the sensitivity of the gamepad, and some games might even let you adjust the sensitivity of the gamepad. So it all depends, but really this is a pretty darn good accessory. You see that all the buttons and all the functions work pretty well. Here I'm just kind of showing you guys the basic, walking around, aiming and shooting kind of functions of this game, which by the way is iDamaged, in case you guys are wondering. I will be putting that in the description, so you guys can download it if you still want to look at it to see if it's good enough for you. But anyway, this is a simple gameplay. It's pretty functional and it's pretty good, and I really do like this over the built-in touchscreen controls, and it really does enhance the gaming experience by just letting you have this external gaming controller. Your hands are a lot more comfortable. They're not cramped around this piece of glass and metal mixture, whatever you want to call it. And it's just an overall better experience. And if you have something like an iPad, you can kind of perch it on a stand a little distance away and you can game at a more comfortable distance. So you're not really leaning into your screen and trying to stare it down with a smaller device like an iPhone or an iPad. So overall, I was very impressed with the gamepad and how it performed in gameplay. I really did like the fact that it just enhanced your experience with your gaming a lot more than what I expected. So for $29.99, you get a really good gaming controller that has extremely huge potential in the future. And the only downside about this is the fact that, there aren't a lot of compatible games with this just yet. But in the future, again, there's a lot of potential for it if a lot of gaming developers decide to actually accept the gamepad as an input for gaming controls. With all that being said, this concludes my video review for the 60beat GamePad. Again, an awesome accessory for your iDevice if you want to make your gaming life on iOS a little bit easier. I definitely would recommend it to a friend, and I give it a perfect 10 out of 10. So with that said, I want to thank James again and the whole crew at 60beat for sending it out to me for review. Go ahead and check out the website, guys. Link will be down below in the video description as always. Until next time, please feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe for more content in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video review.